This TikTok is for black parents who end up doing well for themselves financially and move to neighborhoods that are predominantly white. Get your kids in schools that are predominantly white because you want your children to have a better future. It is not safe for your children to have a all-white friend group. It's not. That shit is not safe. This shit has happened over and over and over again, and this is never to blame the parents to want to do better and get your kids in better schools, have better curriculum, live in a better neighborhood. You have the right to do that. But your children having all-white friend groups, that shit is not safe at all. At all. At all. It's not. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. This is not me blaming any parents that move on up like the Jeffersons and want their kids to do better. And kids are a product of their environment. If they go to an all-white school, they're going to have all-white friends. However, please do things to allow your children to still connect with their people and have a friend group that is of their people. These babies are not safe kicking it with all-white friend groups. I said what the fuck I said. They're not safe at all. We'll never forget the black woman who went to the all-white slumber party. She was grown too, with her all-white friend circle. This young man is now missing, kicking it with his all-white friends. Okay? Look what happened to Carmelo Anthony. Like, there's so many other stories. I'm going to say this and I'm going to say it again. It is not safe for black children whose parents are doing well in life and have moved into these different spaces where it's predominantly white to have a all-white friend circle. Shit's not safe. Period. Switch some shit up. Kudos to you for doing better and allowing your kids to get better curriculum and live in better neighborhoods, because kids do what you show them. So they need to see it to be able to manifest it. Keep your friendship circle looking like you, though. There's folks who's doing well like you, who's getting money like you. You want people that's on your level to be in your friendship circle. Find them. Find people with kids so they can be friends with your kids. You understand? This shit is not a game at all.
They did it. As soon as I saw this picture, first thought of my mind was these motherfuckers killed that kid. It was literally the first thought I had in my head. I fucking hate you racist pieces of shit. They did find his body, so we'll have to wait and hear what the coroner has to say. But knowing how the cops operate, they'll probably rule it a suicide. Just like they did that black kid that hung himself with 2 broken legs. Yeah, that happened too. That was last year. They claimed a kid with 2 broken legs hung himself. You white supremacist motherfuckers got another thing coming. Because you're going to have to deal with people like me.
I beg your finest fucking pardon, but I know if my friend went missing, I wouldn't be out partying a few hours later. Hell, if it was just somebody that I remotely cared about and didn't wish harm upon, I'd be trying to find them. And I sure as hell know that I wouldn't leave an actual island without them. And I know that I wouldn't be like deleting all my social media and having like my parents even delete their social media. I know I would be openly working with anybody and everybody and speaking out very publicly to find information, to find out why they are unalive. But no, that's not what happened to Nolan Xavier Wells, because those individuals were not his friends. They were not even his acquaintances. They clearly did not care about him at all or his well-being. Because if they did, this is not the storyline that we would be hearing. This is not the timeline of actions that we would be seeing. The fact that one of those kids lawyered up as soon as news broke about Nolan Xavier Wells' disappearance, we all knew how this was going to end up after that moment. This happens so much in our society that I fear that people just expect it now because they do, because it's all too fucking common. But we all know, had that picture had been 3 black teenage boys with 1 white teenage boy, this would be all over mainstream media and the president would be fucking talking about it right now. We all fucking know that. Rest in peace, Nolan Xavier Wells, and I truly hope that your family finds peace and you receive justice, because this is so fucking wrong and we need to keep his name alive. This has to stop in our country.
So Nolan Wells is still missing. Now he went out with a group of friends. He was the only black one. And basically they went to an island. All of them returned back safely and Nolan was missing. Now I'm hearing they say they don't know what transpired or what happened, but I'm hearing that they recovered the phone, but not Nolan. Now listen, this reminds me of that Tamala story. I think that's her name. Remember, she was the only black woman with a group of white friends, and next thing you know, she was found in the backyard. This reminds me of that story so much. What transpired? Was there a fight on a boat and somebody went over, Nolan went over? All of them need to be questioned and detained until we find out what transpired with Nolan. At the end of the day, this boy was only 18 years old. He was only 18. And for y'all to allegedly say y'all don't know what transpired, it just gives me that something fishy happened and y'all trying to cover it up. And y'all in Mississippi, so that's a racist state anyway. This is crazy.
This is not the first time that we've been hearing horrible stories like this. This is not the first story of having a particular black person among the midst of white people and then all of a sudden you just disappear and never return. This is not the first time we're having a scenarios of black people joining white people to cruise or and something else happen. The question is, why do I have to leave, come back home when we were not complete? We left as 4 friends. Why can't we come back as 4 friends? This story is not really not adding up as far as I'm concerned. But first, welcome back to the channel. My name is Sonia. Subscribe, like, comment, and share. Credit to the original creators of every single clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. And I want to say a very big thank you to every single one of you liking, commenting, sharing, dropping super thanks. Also joining my membership. I do not take you guys for granted. You guys are absolutely the best. And with that being said, let's dive right into this video properly. I'll be back with commentaries. Let's go watch, guys.
Okay, everybody. This is 18-year-old Nolan Wells. Nolan is missing. Nolan has been missing since July 4th at 3 p.m. Nolan is with this group of boys. You can see he's the only one who did not make it. All the white boys that he was with made it back, but Nolan is not to be found. He was last seen at 3 p.m. on the east side of the island, Horn Island in Ocean Springs, Mississippi. Now, they don't know where, they are saying that they don't know where he is and they left him there. Why they would leave him there, that is beyond me. But he's the only black person in a group of white people. Now, this has happened multiple occasions where the lone black person in the group goes missing. The white people make it back. The black person doesn't make it back and they're never seen from again. And nobody knows what's going on. Now, something in the milk ain't clean. The Cajun Army is helping with the search. They're searching by land and they're searching by air. And they're going to get boats out as well. I'm praying for the family because they're worried and they just want answers. But y'all got to stop doing this. Stop being by yourself. Okay? Because something always happens and then everybody makes it home and then you don't. Something in the milk ain't clean, and I hope they find this guy and find him safely.
Another black person hanging out with all white people turns up dead. This is insane. Like, I'm actually tired of seeing it. I don't like seeing a black person with mainly white friends. I hate seeing that. Like, you have a black mom, you have a black dad, and I'm not saying that he's at fault at all. I'm just like, I don't understand that. He had all white friends. Even they posted more pictures of them out at a lake or whatever. Nothing but white people. He's the only black person in the picture. When is it gonna stop? Like, when none of them were your friends. None of them. They said they thought you caught another ride. Like, what? Y'all in the water talking about y'all thought he found another ride from somebody else. Just like the black lady that was at a little house party or whatever. They had a little girls' night, and it was 3 other white women, and she the only black person, and she turns up dead.
As a black parent, as a black single mom, as a black single father, as a black parent, mother, father to a black child, a boy, a girl, black child. Are you people following what's currently ongoing in America about this black kid who went on what those white people things, them been doing white people things? He was the only black kid in the room, went with these 3 white friends to go do white people things. And on the things, a lot of things happened, or rather something happened. And at 4 o'clock, he went missing. And by 7, his 3 white friends are already partying. According to them, their black friend went missing during their white people things they were doing on the holiday. Mind you, for reference, this young guy, 18 years old guy, had a promising future, like a rising star in those their football they played there. And something happened to him. While and nobody called the police, nobody recalled his parent, nobody made a report. If it's okay, love it, America is too far. Don't go and be meddling or mentangling with America politics. Have you people forgotten the case of Sandra Diaz? That's the same goddamn thing. Sandra Diaz is a case that happened in Belgium on the soil me and you are currently at, where he was the only black kid, and something happened to him. And till date, his parents never got justice. Never. The only thing they did punish the people who were involved with Sandra Diaz case, yes, but all the record, the court record, we are going to be sealed. You are going to classify that as justice. So my point is, as a parent, as a mom, as a father, as a black parent who has black kids, what are you teaching your children? What type of friends are they supposed to be keeping? I am of the opinion that if you are the only black person in the room, I'm sorry, nigga, you shouldn't be there. You're not supposed to be there, because these people can dig a hole, put you inside the hole. Nothing will happen. This is a current ongoing case in America. Like I say, if you think America is too far, please do your research and go and read about Sandra Diaz, what happened to that young man, and how the case was judged and how they got justice in Belgium. Y'all should teach your kids young.
I was hoping for a better report, but I see that the body of 18-year-old Nolan Xavier Wells was found in Horn Lake in the water where he was last seen. His friends say that they thought he was with a girl. The girl said that she thought that he had left and gone with his friends. Do I think that something nefarious happened to Nolan without having any details? Sure I do. Do I think it's fucked upper? How much y'all have been on here trying to offer your fake condolences and concern before you even found the body, but while you're offering your fake concerns and prayers in hopes that he was found, you were steadily downing the parents and talking about how they basically failed by not educating him or him not being smart enough. So in turn, not offering support at all, but being more deconstructive with your words and your mindset. How dare y'all blame the victim when something happens to him? Do y'all understand that not everybody has and sees not every black person in me? I'm from Mississippi, lived there over 40 years of my life. So I know. And yes, I taught my son and my daughter about things like this, y'all, and educated them on situations like this. But do you understand that when kids get to be a certain age, they still make their own decision? How dare y'all act as if you know what type of conversation that his parents had with him? Nolan was 18 years old, so he was legally an adult. And maybe they gave him, do y'all realize how many scheming, conniving racists or just hateful white people in general will hide a multitude of sins behind smiles. They may have pumped Nolan up and made him feel like he was the best buddy of all buddies. The way he was sitting there smiling on that picture with those 3 other white boys, you could tell that he was comfortable. They even had their arms around him. But the fact that they left when they didn't, they knew they all came together, tells me that there was something else that actually transpired on that trip. Do I think that the cops are going to put forth the same efforts to ensure that they found out what really happened to Nolan without trying to write it off as an accidental drowning or suicide? No, I don't. But I feel strongly in my spirit that his family is not going to let this go. And the way they talked about how full of life and how loved Nolan was, they are definitely not going to let the police nor his friends sweep it up under the rug, y'all. Stop blaming people for what other hateful people do. People are already suffering enough that his mama's on here making a heartfelt plea. And I feel like a part of her probably felt like that her son was gone because of the way she was talking. But at the same time, I was still hoping for her. And I still pray for them, for God to give them the comfort and strength, that only he can give during these type of losses. And the fact that y'all keep adding on and stacking on with all the hatefulness or trying to, like I said, pretend that you care, as surely as I can see through it, his family can. So if you don't have anything supportive to say or to write concerning this situation, please shut up and leave these people alone and let them try to be grieve and heal in peace as best they can.
I don't want to say this, but I blame the parents. You have a black child in Mississippi, and you did not teach him the potential dangers of being the only black person in an all-white group of friends. When time and time again, it has shown that being the only black person in an all-white group of friends, your safety is not prioritized. And not like you have to be singled out and protected solely because you're black. But being a black person in an all-white group of friends, your safety has never been prioritized. At best, this party got out of hand and he got lost and he will appear in a few days. At worst, you already know what could have potentially happened to him. And I really do blame the parents, because teach your black kids that they are black, and it can lead to them being targeted because of their skin color if they are in a all-white group of friends. And you being a minority will automatically have you ganged up on, singled out, or targeted with nobody there to help fight this fight for you. But what's your thoughts about this? What do you think has currently happened in the situation? Like, comment, repost. Let's spread awareness to get this out, and hopefully this young man is found.
See, when people don't understand why black people don't have the same relationship to this country on 4th of July like they do, they always act confused. And then you have to look your eyes at the news to see that a black boy has gone missing. And this happens every freaking summer. A black boy goes on a boating trip. A picture surfaces of him online with him and white boys, just him. He's always the only one. There's always only one of them on the damn boat. And then the black boy goes missing. What happens? The investigation is ended quickly. They retrieve the body, they consider it a drowning, and they move on. And nobody ever pays the price for anything that happens or takes any accountability for what happened to that black boy's life, because black boys are seen as adultified men. They're adultified no matter what. Even if he is 18, he's still a teen. You know what I'm saying? If that was a white boy that went missing at the age of 18 at Horn Island, it would have been national news, right? But it is not. And it just feels like a fucking ritual for them. Like 4th of July in Mississippi, a black boy goes missing. And you're going to try to tell me if they tell me anything other than it's criminal, I'm going to be very upset, like always. But I'm not going to be surprised whatsoever. It's not like I'm trying to make up evidence. It's the fact that this happens literally every single summer. Every single summer. Every single summer this happens. I don't think there's a summer that it has not happened. And nothing ever gets done.
There is no accountability. You can't tell me every single summer a black boy goes on a boating trip with his white friends and he drowns. Why is he going on a boating trip if he can't swim? What the Anyways, I'm upset. I'm upset.
All right, boys, he's on his way. Remember to stick to the plan. It's important. I set it up perfectly. Don't do no crazy shit until it's time to do crazy shit. All right? Look, there he is. What's up, Jamal? We're over here. Remember. Hey, what's up, guys? Thank you for inviting me. What? A pleasure, of course. Right, boys? Yeah, bro, definitely. Happy to have you. You ever been on a boat before? No, actually, I've never been on a boat, so thank you for inviting me, man. I really appreciate it. Yeah, my nigga, we're cool. I can say that, right? We just want to make sure we're going to be on a boat together. We're going to be having fun. Like, we don't want to be restricted with old-time stuff, right? It's okay? Yeah, bro, it's okay. It's old-time shit. It doesn't matter. All right. Sounds good. All right, boys, let's head out. You know, we're going to a private island. I'm guessing you've never been to one of those either, huh? Private island? Never, man. Never. All right, let's go. Lead the way. Oh, shit, I can't believe we did that shit. All right. Fuck the police. It's all right. Remember what we planned. Hello, officer. How are you? Good evening, gentlemen. Now, we received some calls about a missing person. His name is Jamal, and we were told he was with your group. Do you know where he is? No. We don't remember anything that really happened. One second he was with us, the next second he was gone. Just like that. Just like that, huh? Well, boys, I'm sorry you had to go through that. Did you have a good day?
I don't care what anyone says, there's something so sinister about this case. And if you guys don't know, this is 18-year-old Nolan Xavier Wells. He went missing after going out with some friends on 4th of July weekend. Now, according to the New York Post, they said he vanished after a boat trip with friends on Saturday and was last seen around 3 p.m. talking to a girl on the north end of Horn Island. Horn Island, just so you guys know, is a popular island about 10 miles off the Mississippi Gulf Coast. If you're looking at a map, it looks like this. The thing that bothers me the most is that he went out with these friends. Yeah, this just doesn't sit right with me at all. And of course, I'm combing through social media and I saw on someone's live that one of the kids in that video, that their family was a judge. I also went on this girl's TikTok who was talking about the case, and then she said something really interesting, that she was kind of combing through comments and there were so many interesting comments about this case. One person commented that they were near them and he was nowhere in sight. Another person responded and said, was that the same group of kids that was basically like throwing beer cans in the water and driving crazy? This other person made a comment and said that those white boys should be questioned, that she went to school with them and kind of knew them, and she really hopes that those were not the boys that he was with. There was also another comment that said those group of kids may have been fighting or something like that. Again, this could all be nothing, but definitely worth mentioning because the family is desperately seeking answers. I was on the mom's Facebook and it just made me incredibly sad, so I wanted to share the story. The mom said that her and the dad, they're not okay, that they have so many questions, that their heart is breaking. He was last seen wearing these blue swim trunks, so please, if anyone has seen him or heard anything, you are urged to contact authorities. They said to call the Jackson County Sheriff's Department at 228-769-3063. I'm sharing this story because I really want people to dig into this case, because oftentimes in situations like this, they'll just say, oh, he just fell off the boat, or oh, he drowned, without ever really knowing the truth, if he was like pushed or if something happened like a fight. I want this case thoroughly investigated and I want answers. And to the family, I'm so sorry, and I'm going to continue to pray and post whatever I can.
Now, I plan to come on here and tell y'all about just how black of a weekend I had here at Essence Fest, but I can't do that because yet again, the black community is hit with another tragedy that doesn't make sense. This is 18-year-old Nolan Xavier Wells, who went missing at Horn Island in Mississippi while celebrating the 4th of July weekend with these 3 friends. Now, a body was found on Monday, but the identity of the body has not been confirmed. But let me tell you this, we do not want to hear that this is another case of a self unaliving. Not in Mississippi and not on the 4th of July weekend. We're not buying that. Now, authorities are saying that the last time he was seen was with a girl, but there's no further detail on what the girl looked like or the girl's identity. Now, I've also searched high and low to see where the statements are from the three friends he was with, and I've not been able to find anything from them. That to me is concerning and questionable because if you went on a trip with three friends for the 4th of July weekend, if it were my friend, I would be asking questions, speaking out, searching, doing all the things. And I've not heard anything of that sort from those three friends. Now, his mother says that obviously her and her husband have been worried sick and they've not been feeling good and they just want their son to come home and walk through the door. And they're asking for any information or any help that anyone can provide. But I'm praying for this family because this is getting out of control. And again, we don't want to hear that it was a self unaliving. We're tired of that narrative.
What kind of damn friends are these? We have another case where you go out with friends and then they return without you and they don't know where you are. This is Nolan Wells. These are his parents. This needs some attention. His mom last posted, he went missing on July 4th. Please be on the lookout for Nolan. Last seen was West Tip, north side of Horn Island, today around 3 p.m., wearing blue shorts and sunglasses. It's unclear if he made it back on land. Please message me if you've seen him or have information. Now the crazy thing is, like, wherever they were, they came back, they gave the mom the phone, they basically told her we don't know where he's at or where he went, what happened. Supposedly maybe he got off at some point to talk to a girl. That part is rumor, but I kept seeing it like put in the comments, and then he just didn't come back with them. But other than that, they're like, well, really, we don't know. The answer she got was IDK. She is in search of two YouTubers that I guess she was told were out there, hoping if they catch like recording of him in the background or something, like in some of their footage possibly. I did see this message last time I spoke to him was when he said I have to leave, and it was probably 2 to 2:30, but there was a huge group of people with several boats around for all I can remember. I last saw him get on a white boat with a center console before I had left, so that's all the information I can provide. Now the Coast Guard has been on the lookout, the United Cajun Navy, but so far nothing. Now as of right now, I was reading that people were saying it's normal to leave your phone on the boat, I guess, because I mean you're not going to take it with you in the water, but it's probably not for me to understand, but I just don't get it. Being with large groups of people and nobody sees you. Anyways, please, if you know anything, get with the mom, get with the police, because this is awful.
Breaking news that nobody is talking about enough right now. 18-year-old Xavier Wells, and you know which one is Xavier in this picture, was last seen with the other three gentlemen in this picture during July 4th. And I'm making this video at 11 a.m. July 6th. And 1 hour ago, Central Standard Time, they say they found a unidentified body around the premises of where they were originally at and where he was originally missing from, near Horn Island off the coast of Mississippi. And the reason I'm talking about this is because I'm from Mississippi, sitting in Mississippi right now. So an unidentified body was just found 1 hour ago. We all have seen this movie before too many times. And I quote from the New York Post, it says, Nolan Xavier Wells, 18, vanished during a boating trip with friends on Saturday and was last seen around 3 p.m. talking to a girl, and it has the little quotes, on the north end of Horn Island, a popular barrier island about 10 miles off the Mississippi Gulf Coast. I wonder if the young lady was not of his same race and was, but you know, I digress. I just need people to know more about this because nobody is talking about this enough.
This is typically one of the reasons why Black people always want their children to stay out of white folks' business or not to even mingle with white folks' children. Because let it make sense to me that you went out with your friend, you guys were four, and then you were coming back without that said friend. How comfortable were you people coming back with his phone, but not coming back with this said guy? And you guys now have the audacity to carry that particular phone to his family, saying, "Oh, we went out on a boat cruise and he was literally talking to a girl, and from talking to a girl we didn't see him again, blah blah blah." While there are a lot of videos out there saying that there's also something like, is it confrontation, blah blah blah, east west north and south. Like, for how long do white people keep doing this to black people? For how long do black people keep losing their own? For how long do they keep enduring? For how long do black people keep acting or paying deaf ears to a lot of things? Honestly, parents, black parents especially, black parents I'm talking to, not even especially, I'm talking to black parents, black American parents. If you know you have a skin like me, you look like me, you have anything like melanated, please, it is high time you tell your children to keep their distance. This is actually not the first story. We've had the story of a black girl, still 18 years black girl, the only black girl among her white friends, that went out and never returned. Then just July 4th, we are hearing about a black boy, the only black boy in the midst of his friends, went out as well and never returned. It's not making sense. It's not making sense. And that is why I actually brought out a video where I saw a lot of black people concurring to that video, where I literally said, or in that video, the first lady I roll out her clip was literally saying, parents, black parents should stop sending their kids to predominantly white schools thinking they are getting the best education. Because with everything that she literally experienced as a black kid in a predominantly white school, there is nothing like the best education. It is good for your children to grow up in an environment that will understand the ethics, the rules, the regulation of black people. The internet has literally been buzzing about this guy. His parents have been raising awareness. How did you come back with his phone? How will you leave your friend there if you truly see that person as a friend? If you were among the black people, will black people come back without you? Will they come back with just your phone? It's just a whole lot. And I concur with a lot of people that are saying, let an investigation go on. Something needs to be done. Something needs we need to really understand what took place, what transpired, what happened. Because a lot of eyewitnesses are now coming up, dropping comments on people's comment section that is looking like something is wrong somewhere, but I don't just want to conclude here yet. But it is quite crazy. Parents, talk to your kids. Let them understand the kind of what they are into. A lot of these people that do not look like us literally do not give a damn about you. You can be their friends for thousands of years, but one thing can make them crumble everything that you have worked for from beginning to the end. So why do I still keep mingling? I'm sorry, I'm not trying to create violence here. For disclaimers. But I'm trying to say, see all the whole reason and still let me know and convince me that yes, black kids are safe and they should continue to go on this boat cruise, they should continue to go on this vacation as the only black kids there. Just like one person said in my video that I roll out, say, I would trust one white kid among black people, but I cannot trust one black kid among the palm colored people. The same people that are palm colored, the white skin, still tell their children, if you are in trouble, look for a black person, look for an adult black person, because they already know what the kind of demons they have. It's honestly not making sense that 18 years old as at this age, 18 years. I'm not saying that as something that is funny, honestly. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Credit to the original creators of every single clips and stitches we have in at this episode. I want to say a very big thank you to every single one of you, liking, commenting, sharing, dropping super thanks. Also joining my membership. I do not take you guys for granted. You guys are absolutely the best. And yes, with that being said, with no further ado, I do like I always say in my videos, I'm going to be Simba and I'll see you guys in my next one. For now, bye guys. I love you guys. Mwah.